Artists at Stan Winston Studio spend hundreds of hours endowing each of their characters with a distinct look. But even with a beast as intimidating as the Predator, for Stan Winston, appearance is only a start.
What creates a character is, in fact, less of what it looks like, much more of how it performs, what it does, how it acts. Once you buy into and accept that character's performance and how that character is telling the story, then the icing on the cake is how really neat that character looks too.
One of Stan's most challenging assignments in creating a successful performance within an unusual appearance was in director Tim Burton's fantasy fairy tale, Edward Scissorhands.
A great deal of thought went into the creation of the Scissorhands to give Johnny Depp the freedom to perform with these hands. And it seems so simple, but a lot of people, when they think of their hands doing scissors, they would do this. I'm going to cut like this. But no, that's not the point, because that's not how it's going to be free, because then you're very limited what you can do with your hands. So I'm doing this, and I'm going, this is it, this is it. And that was it. That was the answer. This is how we designed them.
The mechanical hands were essentially gloves with 7 blades instead of fingers, the thumb and pinky being double-bladed. For Batman Returns, Stan was again called by Tim Burton, this time to create an army of absolutely lifelike penguins.
This was an amazing job for us, to create these perfectly believable, organic replications of penguins. They were going to have to be in a scene, standing next to and acting with real penguins. And you're not supposed to know the difference.
To create the avian army, Winston's crew first built 30 robotic penguins. Performance was achieved by movement of the nearly 200 mechanical parts inside each robot. Cables connected the birds to the puppeteer's joystick controllers, which operated head and neck movements. Then, to portray the more mobile elder penguins, 6 puppet suits were designed to be worn by little people performers. Winston's team dressed each bird in synthetic fur, styled and colored to appear as real feathers.
It was a great challenge, and it made us realize that we could, in fact, really duplicate real life.
But the challenge in Winston's best-known assignment was to bring the extinct to life. For his fantasy adventure Jurassic Park, director Steven Spielberg commissioned Stan Winston Studio to create the look of the dinosaurs. The animals' believability would be essential to the movie's success. To start the process, Winston Studio concept artist Crash McCreary prepared pencil drawings based on the scientific hypothesis connecting dinosaurs and birds.
My first problem was to redesign dinosaurs in a way that we could look at them as real animals as opposed to monsters. So we incorporated what the new theories are bringing in, is that they were more bird-like than lizard-like, much more active. So I took basic designs of Tyrannosaurus Rex and tried to give him more life, leaning him forward and running positions and things like that.
Studio sculptors then translated the drawings into 3-dimensional form. Even the film's computer-generated images, created by Industrial Light and Magic, were based on Winston designs. Several full-size robotic dinosaurs were built by Stan Winston Studio, including the ailing Triceratops, the small but nasty Dilophosaurus, and the voracious Velociraptors. John Rosengrant, a longtime associate of Stan's, was one of the artists heavily involved in the Raptors' creation.
For the Raptors, we had a whole series of puppets. The biggest and most complex was the full-size animatronic, which he worked from the tip of his nose to the end of his tail. And that was a combination of cables and rods and radio control. We had a close-up insert head for shots that didn't require the body. And also there was a pair of insert feet.
An insert head of the friendly leaf-eating brachiosaur interacted with the movie's human performers. But the biggest challenge was creating the movie's giant star, a creature so large the Winston Studio roof had to be raised to accommodate it.
The Tyrannosaurus Rex, we built full-size. 9,000 pounds of a completely full-size animatronic robotic machine.
As with all the dinosaurs, a full-size sculpture was created from plastiline clay. The sculpture was then encased in epoxy to create molds. These molds were used to create the creature's skins, which covered a robotic skeleton constructed by the shop's engineering staff. The T-Rex's 20-foot-tall, 40-foot-long steel skeleton was linked by computer to a mechanical arm or telemetry device that controlled the hydraulic machinery.
The thing that people will remember forever about the dinosaurs is how real they were because of how credible their performance was. They are actors in a film. They are not special effects.